The best 4 stages of your life you would ever come to know. So if you really want the secret to be told, it all starts with 1 step. Like when curiosity stepped into me, making me believe it was alright to try this. Saw everyone else doing it, so I saw the potential and capability being revealed throughout itself. The very thing I said I wouldn't do because it looked foolish. I laughed when I saw others doing it who passed me by, leaving everything behind, but I never knew the sacrifice it took. Stage 1, experimentation. I couldn't help but try. Lifting up one hand as I closed my eyes started out to just be enjoyable. Just except for its delay, trying to find exact words to say. Mixed emotions feeling inside, couldn't understand why it felt so right. Something deep inside of me began to transform in such a way that I couldn't ignore. Seeing less of me, almost like an IV dripping inside of me. So I decided, begin doing it secretly. Stage 2, misuse. Have you ever heard of using a friend? Well, I sure use mine. I started using only it in the bad times. You see, things in my life weren't right. So I began to look up in the sky, and as words collaborated, detailing what was in my heart as it beat rapidly to the beat of one song, and it worked for that moment. Things started to get better, so I started to forget. And the moment I slipped was the moment that I had to use it again. And that's why this stage doesn't last very long. Before you know it, Stage 3, dependency. Being INDEPENDENT wasn't a choice anymore. Instead of using it when I needed it, I used it to its core. Needing it, believing it, I lived on it. Almost as if this was what I was created for. But this is the stage where it starts becoming noticeable. As I changed my way, the others looked at me as something were wrong. And I kept trying to explain to them, this is where I belong, but they didn't understand. They said I looked like I was on some high stuff. And although I listened, the best part was that I didn't even care. I could care less. The adrenaline within me started to kick in. As my spirit opens up, I locked the flesh aside, attentive to every particle in the human brain inside, triggering the very thought of what I needed humanly. I knew this was the way to live. Stage 4. If you haven't figured it out already, I'm addicted. Yes, B, I'm an addict. Completely full-blown and strung out, and I would never regret saying that I need it. So what will you say now? Judge me if you dare, but you can't tell me that you never had that feeling where you need to shout. And as I lift up one hand, the other one also raises, making my eyes close as drops begin to subside. My knees become so weak to the point where I had to plead guilty of all my sin, being washed and being washed and being washed over and over and over again, making my own very heart pour out to his feet. And this is where I lose control in my own world. Words didn't make sense, and movements my body wanted to commit weren't natural. I was okay knowing that this was my one and only source. The moment that I stopped using it, I had some type of withdrawal. I couldn't sleep and the spirit inside of me shivered. I would cry deep inside because I knew I wasn't really alive without it. If you can only understand, this is what I live for. You may call it worship, but I call it my own romance. So go ahead and take me to a crazy home if you want, but it won't stop me. What you see is what you get. I am the product of 4 stages. The best 4 stages of your life you would ever get to know. My secret was told. But if you really want something different, I am your peer, and I will peer pressure you. I said I will peer pressure you, and I dare you to get up on your feet and try it with this next song.